Hello, friends. Good to see y'all. I did not record a video yesterday, and I meant to, so I'm going to do one today as I'm restringing this older Matthews Adrenaline. And we're going to restring it and kind of set it up real quick. And we might tinker with a few more bows while we're here today. Good to see y'all. Thanks for joining me. Alright, our subject today is this Matthews Adrenaline. Still a very solid bow. Y'all, if you got one, let me know in the comments. I'm going to pan down and over. Y'all can kind of see what's going on here. How about that? I'm going to take these strings off, throw a new set on, and get her tuned up real quick. Usually these are pretty easy bows to work on, no major issues. And this is actually, just looking at it, this is the factory string that was on it when it was new. I can tell because of the color of the zebra string and all that good stuff, and just the way it looks. He's got some major cable separation going on. So this was one of those. I wouldn't have shot it too much longer because she might would have blowed. Alright, so get the cable on first. Cables always, if you get like a solo cam, always go on the closest to the arrow, I guess is the best way to put it. Because it's going to have the most tension and it's going to cause the most torque on those limbs. Got it on. String is coming up next. Feed it through the roller. Get it hooked on here. Sold a lot of these bows back in the day. Very popular bow. Still a popular bow. They still come through pretty regular. Get it over the idler. And then we're going to hook it on the cam. I'm going to unhook it from the idler while I do that to give me a little room. Give it a few more cranks on the press just from where that string had stretched a little bit. It might have stretched a lot. Let me give it a couple more cranks. I'll measure it if y'all want me to, let you know how much it stretched. Might take 2 or 3 more cranks. Alright, let's try that. Almost there. Got it. Alright, so now there's an aftermarket. Well, it's a Matthews, but it was put on, this bow didn't come with a string stop, so there's an aftermarket string stop on here. I'm going to serve that little area real quick. Go ahead and put the Peep in, and then we'll go from there. So let me grab, actually I got some right here. I got some serving material. It just needs a little teeny section served, so I'm just going to do it by hand real quick. Not a huge deal. I'm going to let a little tension off of this. If this was some long serving, I'd put it on the machine, but this is just a little bitty piece. I gotta do one of these videos when TJ's here, because several people have been asking about TJ. I told him last week I should have done this one day when he was here. He's not dead, and Bobby has bought a Jeep and has become a Jeep man, and I'm going to put a picture in here. He's going to put ducks in the Jeep and some green eyeballs on the Jeep. I just don't know about how I feel about all that. But he's a member, he's a junior Jeepman, or whatever you call yourselves. I'm gonna get this thing served up real quick. If it was much longer, this is only like a little 1.5 inch serving. If it was a long serving, I'd be worried about the peep twisting or something crazy going on. And basically all this is doing, I mean, I know some people that don't even serve them when they put on like an aftermarket stop, but it'll fray the string up eventually. It's just letting that thing slap the serving instead of the string, so I'm not terribly worried about, I can get it tight enough this way, and I'm not putting any sort of weird twist into the string by doing this, so I think we'll be alright. After this, I'm going to make sure the cams look close to being rotated right. I'm going to check the yoke, make sure I got that idler wheel straight at full draw, and then we'll get everything else set up. Looks like he's got the LD version of the QAD rest on here. So that's a good one. It's not the El Cheapo. It's not the Q HDX, but it's okay. We about got it. Okay. All right. The old string did have the old G5 Meta Peep in it. And this was the era where they were cutting strings left and right. So we're going to not put that back in there because I do not want to cut a brand new string. So let me find the Peep sight real quick. I thought I had one sitting here. All right. I'm going to press this bow another turn or two so I can get this Peep sight in there. If you order a bowstring from us or any other manufacturer, really, they're gonna put that little piece of string in there. That's the center of the bundle. So if it was a 2-color string, you could probably figure it out either way, but this is just a solid black. But we get calls all the time. Got my bowstring in the mail, got a strand cut. And we'll be like, all right, where's the strand cut at? Right above the center serving. I can't believe y'all didn't ship me a bowstring with a strand cut. Send us a picture of it. Sir, that's not a cut strand. Pull that strand out of there. That's where your peep sight goes. But don't pull it out of there till you're ready to put your peep in. So that's where the peep sight goes? This is why you should not be an archery repair shop. Because when I get off the phone every day with those people, it goes something like this. But that was just a reenactment. 60.5 pounds. Now I'm gonna lay this laser on here and see what my idler lean's looking like. Alright, so I laid my laser on my idler. It's hitting the outside of both limbs each side, so it tells me my lean is good. Now I just got to set my cord here for my wrist. Already got a little spot tied in. I tied while the air was running. I figured y'all wouldn't be able to hear me. I'm going to let it pull through there a little bit. Alright. Alright, so now I'm going to burn my loop cord where the rest is coming through. We hit the same poundage, or we hit the right poundage. And tie the peep in. I did, while the air was on, I did check the old string. It stretched out 1 1/4 inches. And that's the original factory string. Zebra string, whatever. This was back, what was this bow? 2007, I think. Back when the zebra strings wasn't so hot sometimes. But at least it did stay together and got the job done over the years. We used to have, matter of fact, in 03 I ordered me a personal bow from Matthews, a Q2, 70-pound Q2. Middle of the summer, had my name in the grip, was acting like I was uptown. And it came in, it was on like 78 pounds, right at 80 pounds. And I was like, my God, what is going on? I had ordered it, even though I made strings. It was busy, and I was like, I'll just shoot a zebra string through the season. I'd ordered it with this custom kiwi string and all this stuff. So, took it off of there. That thing was like 1 inch too long. All stretched out. You know, because if you twist the cable, you add poundage, or if you lengthen a string, you add poundage. And the cable, you know, a little 32-inch cable, it'll stretch. But just the heat that it had experienced in the box from UPS stretched out that big old long 90-something inch string. So I called Matthews. I said, what do y'all think's going on here? And they said, have you checked the string length? And I think I hadn't yet. And I said, I will. So I take the thing apart, check it. It's way too long. I twist it up, get it back in spec, and it keeps on stretching. So I end up like the next week just making a string for it and pre-stretching it and all that. But they were bad back in the day. I remember the 01 through about 05 or 06, we used to have a bunch of problems with bows coming in all out of whack. And Matthews actually said they had a dealer they reached out to somewhere out in like Arizona or somewhere where it was real hot. And they said, we want to just take a bow and ship it to you, and you ship it right back to us. And we want to check the specs after it gets back, you know, unopened. And I think that's when they figured out they had a little bit of a problem. But they got it slowly figured out over the years. We'll tie in this peep sight. It's about right where it needs to be. Get it good and secure. I need to sit down with TJ and do a podcast like old times. Maybe we get them things going again. It's just hard to do it this time of the year, but we might try to knock one out here in the next week or two if y'all tell me that's what you need to see. Still got a few used targets out front for sale if you need any of those. Alright, I'm going to take this jewel and just fire it through paper and see where we stand with it. I think we'll be pretty close. Make a few little adjustments. Get it ready for somebody to come shoot and tune it to them. There we go. I've got to where I'll leave a little bit of a funk until I get the customer behind the bow. It's a little something going on over here, but I'm gonna just wait because what'll happen is I'll spend time tuning this bow perfectly to me. He'll come in and do something different. I'd rather just tune it to him and not tune it to two different people. So anyway, this bow is gonna wait till then. Let's see what's next on the list. Alright, I did not video this, unfortunately, but I just finished up some arrows, some 4-fletched Ultra arrows. I did it on the Bitsenberger because it was 4-fletch. I've got the Last Chance Fletcher. I hate that thing. I'll use it if I have to. It's super precise and blah, blah, blah. But those wires on those things that bend in the middle, and you'll get pressure on like the front and back of the vein, and the middle will suck. And you got to put, for me, unless y'all got some trick I don't know about, I had to put like 3 times as much glue, and it does not stick as well as any other Fletcher I've got. And I've got every Fletcher known to man, with exception of the Fire Knock $700 Fletcher. Nobody needs that. But anyway, got these looking good. Let's see what else we can get into. I had somebody ask on one of the last videos about our bow puller backer here. All it is a block and tackle. I'm glad we do. We got a high ceiling, like a 14-foot ceiling. But I mean, I guess you could do it on an 8-foot ceiling. Just get you a block and tackle. And then down here, I've done it multiple ways, but I always have like a safety rope that I put around each side of the loop. So if like the loop were to break, this will catch it and the bow don't blow up. I've never had that happen, but safety first. And right now, I've been using this Archery Design thing that checks the poundage and everything. It seems to be the most accurate that I've used. I did use a Last Chance scale and it broke, and it was some Chinese junk. They sent a replacement. It broke, so I was done with them because they're just getting them out of China and putting their name on them, is from what I can tell. This one holds up good. It's a solid unit here. This ain't gonna break. So, but that's all it is: a hook and a block and tackle and a big old lag bolt and a stud. Same thing's going on up there. I got a big like a big U-bolt or carriage bolt of a thing going through a stud. Eye bolt, that's what I was trying to think of. And it works good. You can pull it back, very little effort. This will end up on the ground so I can put my foot on it at full draw and work on the bow if I need to. And you know, everybody, they make them for the bow presses and all that. I'm just not a fan because I don't know, they pull back weird and they're all flimsy and crazy. And I've also got one of these buttes that I use sometimes, but not that much. Sort of a newer, here, a cricket. A newer Hooter shooter unit. If somebody ships one in and I'm not going to have them in front of me and all that, I'll usually paper tune a bow to myself, but then I'll put it in this thing to confirm that it still paper tunes out of this machine, just so that like they don't get it back and say, this thing's shooting all crazy, and then I'm like, well dang, was it me or whatever. So anyway, I'll use this every now and then, and you can check the timing and all that with this thing too. It's just more of a pain in the butt. I got this one. You can buy these from Lancaster. I want to say they're like 200-ish bucks. But it's sort of the same thing, but in reverse. You hook the bow up here, and you could lay this on a table too, and then it's got like a belt-driven thing and I got it mounted on the wall just in case we're super busy, and it's happened before, and like TJ's in that one running back and forth timing a bow. I can like come over to this one and work on another bow or whatever. And last but not least, the one I never use, and it is a real OG that I think we bought in about the year 2000, is this Apple thing. And you're supposed to move these rollers to kind of fit the riser right. And then down here you got a winch and you can crank it back. The good thing about this one, if you do use it, is the bow is like right at eye level, so you can see exactly what's going on. But it takes too long to move these and get them all set and do all this mess when I can just walk right over here and, you know, put the handle there, put my safety strap on, hook this on a loop, and boom, it's done. I guess the only drawback to this one is you need some room. You don't need 14 feet, but you know, I guess 8 feet, and it's going to be mounted on a wall. You got to have enough room. My recommendation would be to probably just buy one of these units from Lancaster for $2, whatever they are, because you don't even need to mount that to a wall. You could leave it laying on like a table, and it's got all your draw links and that whole stuff on there, and for the pretty cheap, you know, you could have one of those. So hopefully that answers that question. One other thing, let me show y'all. People asked, they be asking about arrow spine indicators, and here's what we use. I've got this unit here. Oh, it just fell. You can get one of these right here for a couple, I think they about 200 bucks. And that's probably my favorite one because it's the easiest. But you can also make one for about 20 bucks, 25 bucks. This one's been here for quite a while. You get your two brackets. You could just mount this straight to the wall. You wouldn't even need this piece of metal if you didn't want to. You order a set of $5 bearings, basically. A bigger bearing that goes over the arrow with some fishing weights in it. And I hook that thing on the arrow, and I move this little $20 indicator over there, and it'll tell me where the stiff and weak spine's at. There's a video somewhere on YouTube that I seen this on a long time ago. It's called like $20 arrow spine indicator or something. It works perfect. I can do it right here at my saw, which I like. Also, if you have a last chance press, you can take the arrow. This was like the real OG. Take the knockout, put it on each end of the press, and lightly press it, and it will, whichever way the arrow flexes is going to be your weak point. So that would be the, if you already got a press and don't want to buy nothing else, you could do it that way. But anyway, people ask about that too. We might actually not get into anything. It is just about supper time, so y'all know I gotta be eating. But I wanted to put a video together real quick for y'all. Thanks for watching. I'll try to get with TJ this week and either do a podcast or do the video with, and he'll be in it, because I know some people's asked about TJ. The red beard is still alive. And then we'll do some more videos. We got about a month, a little less than a month till hunting season starts, but we got like another 2 months of, you know, sort of a busy season. So we'll at least continue doing these for a little while, and then maybe we can get back into the podcast mode. But again, thanks for watching. Appreciate y'all. If you need anything, give us a holla. One other pet peeve before I leave. If you're going to drop a bow off to get strings or tune, for the love of God, please bring an arrow with you. Just telling me that you shoot a standard size carbon will get you somewhat tuned up, but unless I got your exact arrow, we can't do a whole lot. You know what I'm saying? Appreciate it.